What's happening, guys? This is Bharat Nagpal for iGyan.in. In one of the most awaited videos from iGyan, we are going to be reviewing the Micromax Andro A70 handset. This handset is a successor to the Micromax Andro A60, which was launched last year in December. This is an Android 2.2 device, and this adds a couple of features including a capacitive touchscreen and a 5 megapixel camera at back. This also has a front-facing camera over here and a dedicated camera shutter button on the device. So let's go ahead and take a look at the new Micromax Andro A70. Let's start off with the build quality of the device. The device is extremely well built. We also really like this door which hides the micro USB port. It's a little hard to get at times, but it covers the USB port properly, and it also has this little rubber protector on the tip so that it secures nicely into the USB port. The back of the device is made out of plastic, but this plastic is almost metal-like, and it gives an impression that the device is made out of aluminium or unibody metal. This device is actually made out of plastic and is not a metal construction. But the quality of the plastics is really nice, and they don't squeak or rattle from any place. The front screen of the device is a capacitive touchscreen and is very nice and responsive. We also have a front-facing camera and a very nice and loud earpiece. On the back here is a speakerphone which is also fairly loud. The 5 megapixel camera also works brilliantly, and the device feels good in the hand and is easy to hold. Overall build quality is pretty impressive. This device also reminds us of the Google Nexus One because of its sheer design. Let's talk about the operating system and the user interface now. Micromax Andro A70 runs Android 2.2. You have your standard lock screen over here. You have your network information, date and time information, and all your notifications and missed calls come over here. If you have any messages, they also show up over here. If you slide in from the right hand side, you can mute and unmute the device, and if you slide in from the left, you can unlock the device. The touchscreen of the device is very responsive and is very easy to use. As you can see that we are simply swiping through the device without any lag or jittering. So we feel that Micromax has been able to customize the user interface to work properly with the device. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump into the About phone screen, and we're going to show you that this device runs Android 2.2.1. This device may not be upgradable to Gingerbread, but we have a surprise for you which will be later on revealed in the video. This device features a standard Android notification panel. You don't have quick launcher buttons in the notification panel. This widget is included with the device, and you can download several widgets from the marketplace which will enable the quick launch functions for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, etc. The Micromax Andro features a 320 by 480 pixel display. There was an error in our unboxing video where we had mentioned a low resolution, but this device actually features a 320 by 480 pixel resolution display, which is fairly nice for a 3.2 inch screen. And as you can see, the colors are really nice and vivid, and the display is pretty crisp. Let's quickly jump into the browser, and we're going to jump to iGyan.in. We are currently running off Wi-Fi because we don't have a 3G SIM card on us right now. But as you can see, that the browser works fairly promptly, and kinetic scrolling is also really smooth. It will load up the mobile website just fine, but the real test will be loading the website in the regular mode. So we're going to quickly switch into the regular website right now and see what that looks like on the Andro A70. So as you can see, it's loading the full website also now, and you can switch from portrait to landscape. And you do have an accelerometer which does take some time to respond, but it works nonetheless. So as you can see, the full website is also loaded. It's still loading, so it's a little laggy. Once it finishes loading, you will be able to see that kinetic scrolling works brilliantly even in the full website, and pinching and zooming in also works, and the responses are absolutely brilliant. You can pinch to zoom in to a fairly decent extent and see that the resolution on the display is fairly good, and the text is really crisp, and you'll have no problem reading text within the browser on this device. It's a very nice display for a 3.2 inch screen, nice resolution, and you can see that pages panning and scrolling is also very smooth and responsive. So the browser is overall a great browser, and most of the content works on this. Flash content, however, will not run because this device has only a 600 MHz processor. coming out in the main screen. We also have an iGAN application for Android coming up shortly, guys. That works brilliantly on this device as well. So we'll be giving you download links to that, and we'll also be uploading this application to the Android marketplace, so you'll be able to get all your iGAN news quickly within your Android devices. You'll also be able to quickly watch all iGAN videos within the Android device. So that's absolutely brilliant. So we're going to quickly play one of our videos, which is also going to show YouTube capabilities of this device. We recently uploaded a video sample of the Andro A70, and I'm going to just play that. As you can see, video playback is fairly smooth, and audio is also very nice and clear. It's very loud audio on the device. So you can get all your latest information, reviews and all those things directly on the iGAN app. So we'll be uploading that shortly, and you'll be able to download the app directly from the marketplace onto your Android device. Coming back into the main screen, let's quickly jump into Google Maps over here. So this device does have the latest version of Maps. You can pinch and zoom in and pan around very easily. It will also find your location without any issues using GPS Wi-Fi networks. So it will find your closest location, as it has found us directly where we are. This device will also run the latest version of 3D Maps, which is available in certain cities in the world. So for example, it works in London very easily. So let's quickly zoom into a level where 3D Maps works, and you can then move the map up and you'll be able to see 3D maps. As you can see, 3D maps also work brilliantly in the Andro A70, and pinching and zooming in is fairly easy, and panning around you will see no lag, and the maps are really smooth, and the device is very responsive. Just a light touch and you will get a response from the device. So that the screen is also brilliant when it comes to the touchscreen responsiveness. We're really happy with the screen that Micromax has used on the A70. You can also apply a lot of layers on your maps, and you also get location-based navigation, points of interest, restaurants, coffee shops, bars, attractions, etc. They will be all available from your device itself. So really nice Maps application on the device. Let's quickly jump into the dialer, and we will show you the dialer over here. Standard Android dialer, you can skin this by downloading several dialers from the marketplace. We've left it on stock right now. Let's quickly dial the Vodafone customer care. The speakerphone within the audio call is also fairly loud and easily usable. The microphone is also very responsive, picks up your audio without any issues. The earpiece is clear. Network connectivity is brilliant. There is no network loss, no death grip issues. The network remains constant and full. We had almost minimal dropped calls, about 1 or 2 in our whole week of testing. So fairly decent, or actually pretty good network response from the Micromax Andro A70. You also get contacts and call log directly in your dialer. So very standard Android functions over here on this. I'm going to quickly jump into the camera and show you the 5 megapixel camera that comes on this device. The camera lacks a dedicated flash, but it's a very nice autofocus camera with 5 megapixel picture shooting capabilities. So you will see that it focuses really fast, and then you can click a picture, and the picture comes out pretty good in 5 megapixel format using pinch to zoom, or you can swipe left or right to preview your images. These are a couple of images that we clicked with the Micromax Andro A70. As you can see that your focus is pretty good even at macro close-up range, and we were able to get some good pictures from the device. We're really happy with the camera on the device. Video recording is just VGA, and HD video could have been included, but it's only VGA. This video is directly shot, and the video sample has been uploaded to our video channel on YouTube. So you can see the video quality on this device is also fairly decent. You get a whole bunch of settings in the camera application. You get exposure settings. You can select your picture size. You can also select your picture quality. You can also select a bunch of color effects. Anti-banding can also be adjusted. You can also select contrast levels, sharpness levels, and you can also turn on geolocation as well. You also have white balance settings. You can change from various white balance settings, and you also have a 4x digital zoom, which will be zooming in within the photograph, and you can also switch to the front facing camera. This front facing camera is currently only available for clicking pictures, but the front facing camera is decent, and the picture quality is also pretty decent. We took a picture with the front facing camera, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. This image was clicked with the front facing camera. Fairly decent image. Outdoor image quality is pretty good. This picture was also clicked with the front facing camera. So you'll see that the image quality for a front facing camera is pretty decent. Not that great, you can't expect much from a VGA camera anyway, but it solves the purpose of being a front facing camera. This camera is currently not supported in Skype for video calling, but you can use the camera. Hopefully some patch can be made where the camera works with Skype, but till then the camera is pretty much useless, because I don't see any reason for using a VGA camera to click pictures. We've installed ADW launcher just like we did in the Andro A60, and it gives a very nice pinch to select the home screen feature. This is almost like the HTC Leap. You can see that all the animations are really smooth, and the device works pretty brilliantly for a 600 MHz device. We're really happy with the, we also found that the battery life of this device was pretty good, and we were able to improve the battery life by installing something which is called the Android Booster. It's available from the Android marketplace. It helps you optimize the usage of the device to a minimal, and this will optimize the device and make the battery life much better on this device. We are able to get about 4.5 to 5 hours of talk time on this device on 2G networks, and we are able to get about 3 hours on 3G network, which is fairly decent for this device. Standby time stays at about 24 hours to 48 hours on standby without any problem. So we were really happy with that aspect of this device. As a phone device, this is pretty brilliant. The keyboard on this device is fairly responsive, and we did, however, try to install swipe in several instances and were unable to install swipe, and the input method remains as the standard Android keyboard. You can install several other replacement Android keyboards from the marketplace, but swipe keyboard unfortunately will not work on the Andro A70. This keyboard is fairly nice and simple to use. It's also very responsive thanks to the capacitive touchscreen, which is really nice, and multi-touch, so we're really happy with that aspect of the device. I'm going to quickly type a test message to show you the keyboard capabilities. It's a fairly fast keyboard, and you can also switch from portrait to landscape, and you get the same keyboard in a larger format, so keyboard is much more easier to use. Let's quickly play a bunch of games on this device. We've installed Angry Birds. Not all games play properly on this device. Certain high graphic games, they tend to lag while gameplay, but games like Angry Birds were pretty decent in terms of playability. A lot of games don't work on this device. That's thanks to the lower processor. Fast and Furious, Need for Speed Shift type of games do not run on this device, and we tried to install several of them. I'm going to quickly jump into the final stage of this review, and that's the quadrant benchmark. And I'm going to quickly run a full quadrant benchmark. The A70 only scores a 430, which is very, very poor. The price of this device is only 7,500 rupees, so you can't expect much from this. But a 430 score is still pretty low. The final thing that we like to tell you is that we were able to get super user permissions into this device, and that was easily done by this application called Z4Root. This application was earlier available on the Android marketplace and now has been removed, but you can easily search on Google for this app, download it and install it onto your device, and you can get super user permissions and you can root the device easily with the help of this application. We were unable to install custom ROMs onto this, so we don't know if this can be upgraded to Android 2.3 yet or not, but we are continually trying to install custom ROMs onto this, and if we do find a ROM that does work with the Micromax Andro A70, we will update you guys on that. Overall, the device is fairly decent. We really like the touchscreen and the LCD display, which is a HVGA display. A really nice display. It's really vivid, and the text is really crisp. You can see that you can swipe through the menus without any issues, and animations for the user interface work without any problems. You can also bring in the HTC Leap type of interface by installing a custom launcher. The stock ROM or the stock Android version that comes on the Andro A70 does not support the pinch to leap feature. The build quality of this device is very, very good. We really like the 5 megapixel camera for still shots. It also does VGA video, but that is just decent. The front facing camera is pretty much useless unless we can get some Skype support on this, so till then this camera is totally useless. The capacitive buttons on the bottom are also very responsive. The home button, which is a physical hardware button, is also pretty much redundant because we do have a soft home button here as well, and this button cannot be configured to work as some other button. The camera shutter button is in a nice location and makes it easy to click pictures with the device. We would have loved to see a LED flash in the back of the device, but Micromax seems to have left that out. The loudspeaker is very, very loud during videos and putting the audio on speakerphone as well. The only two things that lack are the processor and lack of a good GPU on this device. But apart from that, this device is pretty decent for the 7,500 price that it comes at. It gives Android 2.2. all sorts of applications from the marketplace. This is registered on the marketplace, so you won't have any issues installing any sort of applications available on the Google marketplace, and this is signed by Google as well. You also have the Mundu TV application, which works pretty decently, and you get a bunch of channels which are available to view.
Football Association will meet later today to discuss whether they should call off England's football friendly with Netherlands to be played in London.
So you can see that the Mundu application works without any issue. You get a bunch of news channels which are available, and as and when they add more channels, you'll be able to view them as well. So there you go, guys. This was the complete in-depth review of the new Micromax Andro A70. For more unboxing videos, reviews and tutorials, log on to iGyan.in and subscribe to our YouTube channels. That's youtube.com/iGyan and youtube.com/iGyanTV. Make sure you subscribe to both iGyan and iGyan TV if you want to take part in the contest where we're going to be giving away this Micromax Andro A70 to one of our lucky viewers. We'll also be giving away a bunch of other phones, and that contest is going to start by the end of this month. So make sure you're already subscribed onto that page so that you know when the contest starts. This will also be custom signed by iGyan, and this will also have root permissions on it, so you'll be able to install custom ROMs, and if we do manage to install Gingerbread on this, you will get a device with Gingerbread. If you have any comments or feedback, leave those in the comments section below. If you have any questions, you can log on to our forums at igyanforum.com. You can also check out the full written review on iGyan.in. The link to that is in the description below. You can also catch us on Facebook, Twitter and on Google+. The links to those are in the description below or at the end of this video. For iGyan.in, this has been Bharat Nagpal with the latest reviews. Thank you for watching.